Hello, welcome to Sage Bonsai. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but let's take a look around. I got the new greenhouse all set. Got all my works over here. Some of my garden plants over there, and unfortunately that blood gourd right there is dead. Siberian elm that I've been training. My inspiration was that Shenron dragon from Dragon Ball Z. Had a pond basket in here, and it was as it warmed up through the early fall, it was hydrating some of my sagebrush works. In this empty lot here, I had another grow box like this, and I had all my sagebrush in there, and they're already in the ground, and grow box in the ground. So what do we have here? We have some seeds. Oh, look, first time seeing that. But this is winter sweet. I just recently put those in the thing. Winter sweet here. Was this type of oak tree? I think it's valley oak. Valley oak. Another sagebrush I'm working on. Wonderful pot. It's not made here in native. It's not native. It's not made here in America. It was actually made in Japan. But it is a wonderful Native American pot. I had this sagebrush shown in my spring show. Everybody loved it, but this part right here, it was actually more bent this way. So over time, I kind of slowly bent it over. And look at this. We're starting to flower. Got some Scarlet Storm, flowering quince. This sagebrush made it to the fall show, and everybody really liked that one. This was gifted to me, a purple leaf plum, or it could be a purple leaf sand cherry. The guy didn't know what it was, he just gifted it to me. A seedling from an apple tree, Fuji apple, but we all know apples don't have Pacific varieties, so you don't know what you're gonna get. This is a sagebrush I just recently worked on, and it's showing a lot of yellow, kind of like this one. This one's showing yellow because it's too wet. See these young leaves? They're way too wet. So the soil's too wet for it. It took too much water. Even though it's free draining soil, it's just saying that it had a little too much water within those times. Good indicator. It's not going to kill it. It's just letting me know, hey, hold off water. See these big old long leaves like this one that's kind of dying off? Yeah, that's just saying that it's old, it's spent, it's ready to drop it. We'll be plucking those. Pluck those out. You see, they just come off with so much ease. That's letting you know that when you pluck it like that and it comes off with ease, it's just letting you know it's ready to drop those leaves out. So when you drop those leaves out during the spring, late spring is when I would go and take out any of the healthy long leaves, and I would just pluck those out, the really long ones. And when we do that, we get tremendous little tiny micro buds. Look at those leaves. Those are tiny. Those are the effect of how compact we can get the leaves. Crabapple. I just grabbed the branch. Well, quite a couple sinoids, branch clippings, and I've just put it in rooting hormone, and out of 23 cuttings, this is the last one I have, and I'm keeping that because I have a lot of love for it. Same tree. This came from the same tree, and this is only 2 years old. Well, this is just this year, but this is a 2-year-old tree that I got from the same tree, and I grew it from seed. And nice, wonderful raft style that I'm going to be working with on it. Got a succulent that Mike, the former Utah president of the Bonsai Club. At the time, he was the Bonsai Club president, and he gifted me a couple of these succulents. I put one in the rock here that goes all the way through, so it's like a hackstone rock. Scarlet Stone, flowering quince. This one bloomed 3 times this year. And look, I think it wants to show off one last flower for me. Another valley oak. That's the first one that actually sprouted and actually grew leaves. This is a another flowering quince, but it has not grown much since I put it on the property. This is like 4 years old, and it hasn't really grown at all. So I'm like, okay, well, if you want to say small and tiny, then small and tiny that you shall stay. This is a chrysanthemum. I can't remember what color. I think it's white and yellow, but I have it on this little tiny mommy pot. It can't stand on its own, but I just have this rock right here, just a little, just in case I bump into anything, you know, it kind of keeps it from falling out. Now, this is not a very good looking sagebrush, isn't it? It's very sad. It's very depressed looking. Lost a lot of its branches and foliage. But if we look right here, it's still alive in some places. So I'm just gonna let it be, to let it do its own thing. What happened is, the nursery where I got this one from, it was in poor nasty soil, and it was slowly choking it out of its life. And not only that, but because it was poor drainage, it was holding lots of water. It was getting more yellow and yellow, and I had to make the dramatic change out the soil completely, even though it was the wrong time of the year to do so. And this is just straight up akadama, and slowly it started recovering and started getting back its vigor. At Lowe's, I got this mountain maple earlier this year, and I slowly started working on pulling the roots out, flaring it out when I got it early spring. And so Some of my bonsai club members said, "Oh, that's ready for show," basically. I just think, oh, it's not ready. There's a lot of things wrong with it, but it's not a lot of things wrong with it. It's the fact that it doesn't grow very fast. It's really, really super slow. Really, really super slow. Even when it was in its original pot, it didn't grow very fast. So, got a little accent plant. I was hoping to use this in the fall bonsai show, but it never happened. It's a flowering plant that we have a native here to North America called a kicking lavender aster. Now, a lot of people think it's just an ugly weed, but it's actually very beneficial. The bees love it. It's their last resources for pollen during the fall, because we don't got a lot of fall flowering plants that provide nice good bee pollen and everything. So this makes good honey. I had a red pixie lilac, and it was growing so well, doing everything, and I think I forgot a watering, and I don't know if it's dead or not. So some of it actually kind of bounced back. See, all this was all raisined out, and it was all raisin, but I don't know if it's alive or dead. But I'm just gonna let it do its thing, and maybe it'll come back. Now, the same person who gave me the Japanese blood good over there on the behind me, he also gave me a couple skunk brushes. The other one's in the front of my yard, but it's kind of a distance to go to. But this one's in an ultra tall pot. Roots go all the way down to the very bottom, and I'm just gonna let it flare out more roots that go out this way, and eventually we're gonna have some nice exposed roots. This is one of my oldest plants I have still. It's a wormwood, and I think I have it for 4 years. So not bad. My friend who gifted me the skunk brushes and all the other stuff, he also gifted me a 2 wisteria. Now, I don't know if it's a Japanese wisteria or a Chinese wisteria. I didn't ask him anything about that. All I know is it's a wisteria. Don't know if it has purple leaves, purple flowers, or it will gain pink flowers. But it's a seedling. I believe it's a seedling. I don't know if it's a seedling or it's a cutting. If it's a cutting, it's gonna grow some nice, wonderful flowers. But if it's a seedling, I won't be able to see any flowers for probably 15 years. My friend, before he got cancer and decided he wanted to get off the internet for good, I think his time is he just didn't want nobody crying or in tears about him passing away. But he worked on wisteria, and he told me that he had a wisteria. He had success on making wisteria bloom within 4 years. His secret, he never told anybody, but he told me that all it was him doing good feeding, proper feeding, proper heavy feeding. And I was like, that when you only have 1 or 2 of these plants around, that's not a good approach, because you might kill it. So if you're gonna do heavy feeding like he suggested, I would have more. I would have a lot more wisteria around, do all that practice with. But I'm thinking about in the spring taking it out of here and put it in this big container and let the roots go all the way down. I think it will make a wonderful cascading effect. Now I'm not sure if this was a peach tree, but it didn't have leaves like a peach tree. In the area where it was growing, this is the only tree that lived, and I planted desert willow. So I'm thinking this whole thing is a little desert willow, and got a little bit of sunburn from the hot intense of the sun, but it kind of bounced back. I don't think peach trees bounce back that good when it gets a little burning. Another wormwood actually came from this one. So this was the mother tree, and it came from a branch that was more up here when it was more slanted into the ground area. Got some peppers, banana peppers. They're dying because it's getting too cold. Snacking peppers. We got a orange firethorn, and when I got this, it was like I want to say it was about 5 feet tall, and after I got it home, it just started dying left and right. So I put moss on top, kind of holding that humidity. I pruned out all the dead that I can possibly know that it was dead. And since then, it kind of bud back, and it even got so green at one point in the end of the summer that the bark was super vibrant green. I got a nectarine. Beautiful pink flowers in the spring. And so it's showing some of its fall color. Now, my ex-girlfriend, she wanted a cascading flowering plum. We are still good friends. We hang out, we talk. And when I built the greenhouse and I didn't stabilize it to the ground, it got knocked over, and it broke right here at the very top where that hard bend is. So I was a little sad. That's why this branch is dying. It's right next to that broken part. Is it completely dead? I don't know. It might bounce back, but I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I tied down everything. Oh, look, we got a fall leaf color right there. Bright red. That's a wonderful fall color. Okay, and then I have another Siberian elm that I'm working on. And I'm trying to do it as a literati style. Let's see if I can move all this stuff out of the way. But yeah, a straight trunk literati. And well, because it was the end of summer, this all stuff kind of died out here. But it's still alive up here. So we'll restart the progress and drop it all down. And so it's going to look really nice when it fills out with some age. Okay, I got some redwood here that my friend Eric gave me. Different Eric, the one that gives me all the stuff. all of his stuff that he doesn't need. I mean, this guy's the propagating master. I mean, his whole yard is just full of just plants everywhere. And I got some red bell peppers that never turned red. Okay, and I got some blueberries right here. Legacy. They're supposed to turn red. But the end of the summer, when it got super hot, a lot of it died back. And I don't think it's gonna recover from all that real well, but we are getting some fall colors in this. Some blushing right there. So that's really nice to see. See some of the ultra colors of the fall. Here in Utah, we don't have a lot of fall colors, so I'm really trying to get the like the purples and sumacs and stuff like that, and some Japanese maples. I really like how this crab apple is just, I don't even know if it's a crab apple, because they're good sized apples, about, you know, they're not big apples, but they're not small apples either. Kind of like a wild drunken apple, you know. I call it drunken apple because of them being planted all over the place just to make booze. But it has red flowers. This one of its cuttings that almost survived, it had a red flower on it. So that red flowers usually indicates crab apple, but I think this is a drunken apple, some kind of variety of apple. Old world apple, I would say. Not really meant for eating, but more for making into booze. But yeah, I really liked how this one came out to be. And the general public loved it. All right, well, that's everything. Okay, well, that's everything out of the greenhouse, and yeah, nice seeing you all again. As we're going into winter, I don't think we're going to be doing much of anything. Just general water. Once in a while, you know, just come out here and water everything. Make sure it's not getting too much humidity. Luckily, this greenhouse has some window flaps, so if it gets too moist, that I can start opening up. And it has a pretty large door that I can open up and dehumidify this place. And Utah is pretty dry, so it, you know, little humidity in here doesn't hurt. But I'll be checking every day for fungal issues and see if we have any bugs, you know, popping up, and thinking that, oh yeah, they have, you know, a free roaming space, you know. But yeah, try to keep up with all that, and take care, everybody. I know winter is going to be very cold this year, and I hope you're all nice and warm. No slip and falls. Good food, good hot warm food in your bellies, and may you all be okay. These are hard times we're facing through the economy, and well, and just overall bad luck that we're just dealing with in life. But I wish you all the very best. Take care, everybody.